It just keeps happening. Every big fighting game is getting swimsuits. Even Marvel Rivals has more swimsuits on the way. And why not? It is summertime after all, when everyone's wearing their swimsuits for the beach or possibly a swimming pool. I mean, I should know, I live right next to an amazing infinity pool that I love to go at in my swimsuit along with my sweetheart. Lately, we both love tanning. But do you know which game refuses to add swimsuits? Specifically a fighting game that we all love very deeply? Mortal Kombat. Why does this series not have swimsuits? It boggles the mind. Loki is out here wearing a Speedo, but I can't get Bi-Han wearing a bikini? That joke was for you, Sonica XV. Thanks for inspiring today's video. Today, I'm going to give the people what they want and put everyone's favorite characters in swimsuits. Hopefully Mortal Kombat 13 does the same, because players have been very vocal about wanting these costumes. As an option, alright? As an option. Nobody's claiming these should be the default outfits, just an option available to people who want to purchase and or wear them. First up, we have Melina, because she's always wearing the most revealing outfits, and I think this swimsuit on screen would be perfect. It's elegant and alluring without being ridiculous, right? I'm not a fan of outfits that get too revealing, despite what people might think. If an outfit looks hilariously stupid because it's showing so much skin, then personally I'm not for it because it can look ridiculous, and we don't want ridiculous, we want believable swimsuits here. So next up, let's talk Sub-Zero, because I think Bi-Han would look awesome in a Hawaiian t-shirt similar to what I'm wearing and a pair of swim trunks. And I imagine Scorpion would dress similarly but with different colors, and possibly give him the flaming skull, because him being forever on fire while swimming is a hilarious joke that I think would be incredible. Tanya. Not the best of luck when it comes to appearances with this character, especially not in Mortal Kombat 1. They tried something different and fans did not like it. So I say let's return to her Egyptian roots with this swimsuit on screen. I think it would fit Tanya perfectly. And honestly, designing costumes for Tanya is super easy, because yeah, just lean hard into the Egyptian fashion. In fact, in Mortal Kombat X, Tanya already had what looked like a swimsuit. Just take off the leggings and I think you're good to go. But of course, we can't forget about Tanya, the original Mortal Kombat lady. She's a big military gal who loves to show her pride for America. So I think she'd happily brandish the stars and stripes atop her bosom with swim trunks as the bottom, because she is a tomboy. Let's be real, Sonya is a real tomboy, so she probably wouldn't wear a full two-piece bikini. Instead, her bottoms would be swim trunks. We're trying to consider the personalities when making these swim trunks. Unlike with Tekken 8, I'm glad they're giving everyone swimsuits, but all the women are wearing bikinis, which feels pretty uncreative. I much prefer how Street Fighter 6 did it, where every character is getting a different kind of swimsuit that fits their vibe and personality. That's really cool. But now's the part of the video where I do what many people have been requesting in the comments and put the men in Speedos, right? The women have been wearing revealing costumes for decades now. It's the men's turn to wear some revealing costumes, but we want to stay in character. So I'm thinking Johnny Cage, because this man is super full of himself. He's got a massive ego. You know he would rock a swimsuit like that. And honestly, just for the meme, let's throw either Reptile and Smoke in a Speedo as well, because that would be hilarious since their fan base is thirsting after them constantly. Yeah, it's true. I know Melina fans are the thirstiest, but Smoke and Reptile fans also have a very thirsty fan base. And I know that because the mods are there, where they're in bikinis already. The fandom has already done this to their boys. I've seen it online. And real quick, for anyone who thinks I'm being ridiculous in this video, or that Mortal Kombat characters have no business wearing swimsuits for whatever reason, I want to recommend this video on screen that I've already made, because it covers all the reasons why swimsuits are perfect in Mortal Kombat, and also how every other popular video game is doing it, especially fighting games. So it's not really fair to hold out on the Mortal Kombat fans specifically and deny them something they clearly want. I've made several polls on this channel that prove players want outfits like this, so please stop getting in their way and stepping on their toes. If you don't want the outfits personally, that's completely alright, just don't purchase or wear the outfits. There you go. Oh my god, I forgot about Kitana. I meant to mention her earlier when I was talking about Melina, but I plumb done forgot. Speaking of plums, that's kind of Melina's color, isn't it? Anyway, back on Kitana. I think her MK9 outfit is already halfway to being a swimsuit. Yeah, I'm not joking. Check it out on screen. Just remove the sleeves and boots, and I think you have a swimsuit ready to go. Which is honestly another reason why I'm surprised that some fans and also the developers don't just add swimsuits, when half the roster is already wearing what could be a swimsuit if you just remove a tiny bit of the outfit. Not to mention the previous 2 decades when characters were already dressing in swimsuits, if you want to get technical. Alright, Shao Kahn, that's right, Big Daddy Shao. I feel like he would also be rocking the Speedo because he already was for the first 20 years or so of Mortal Kombat. In the most recent game, they censored him. I'm not sure why, but in Mortal Kombat 1, they were afraid to give Shao Kahn his iconic Speedo. But I'm not afraid of doing that, so yeah, here you go, Shao Kahn in a Speedo for his swimsuit costume. There you go. I might not have time for every character in this video, by the way, and also I do want to cover characters that might be in the next game, not just just Mortal Kombat 1. So for example, Jade. And lucky for me, a cosplayer already made a Jade swimsuit costume, so I'll just throw that up on screen right now. There you go. Of all the Mortal Kombat women, I think Jade was the closest to wearing a swimsuit already. I mean, her MK9 outfit just screams swimsuit, so it makes sense why this cosplayer said, I'll just make a swimsuit from Jade's outfit. It's already halfway there. And honestly, the cosplay— oh shit, that just fell right off. Is it still recording? Yeah, we're good. And honestly, the cosplayers are another great example of why these costumes should return. Even though recent games like MK1, MK11, and also MKX, where this all started, have been removing the sexy outfits, that has not slowed down the cosplayers at all. To this day, they're still wearing the sexy costumes. Or in other words, both the bros and many a lady like these outfits and want them to return, so put them in the next game, why not? Havoc, that's right, my boy Havoc. I think this dude would rock a Speedo as well, or at least something equally revealing. Because come on, this guy's all about chaos. He's the master of chaos, he's an agent of chaos of the chaos realm. And what causes more chaos than an ugly man with his jaw missing wearing something way too revealing and making everybody uncomfortable? You want to look me in the eye and tell me that Havoc would not do something exactly like that? Of course he would. He wants to cause chaos and all that melancholy. You know Havoc wants everybody at the swimming pool or beach to feel very uncomfortable when he's around. That's chaos, baby. So yeah, put him in a Speedo or something equally revealing. Oh, Frost, my girl Frost, the character that made me buy Mortal Kombat 11, even though she started off being pretty low tier in that game. Putting this character in a swimsuit is hilarious because she's very hot-headed, very ill-tempered, and would likely never dress this way, unless maybe somebody dared her, or maybe Noob Saibot said he'd let her in the Lin Kuei if she dressed that way, I don't know. But regardless, my point is that Frost in a swimsuit is hilarious. I imagine she'd wear something a bit more conservative, like a one piece, which once again, I give props to Street Fighter 6 because the women are wearing different types of swimsuits, not just bikinis, and Chun-Li looks great in a one piece, so I think Frost would look great that way as well, especially since in Deadly Alliance that was her alternate costume. So yeah, put her in a one piece, along with Li Mei. I think she would dress similarly to a swimsuit or beach vacation, because keep in mind, Li Mei is an officer of the law, so she likely would not want to dress too provocatively, at least that's the vibe I get. However, with that said, many of you watching are likely aware of her alternate in Deadly Alliance, which looked ridiculous. I think this costume is so stupid. Possibly one of the worst designs in Mortal Kombat history, and I'm not joking, because it's a weird bikini with a chain connecting the top and bottom, and then some weird knee-high boots. It looks terrible. I won't lie to you, I'm not a fan of this outfit. Even though it is very revealing, who cares? It clashes with the character's personality and doesn't really look that good either. It's not very creative. I hate to be the one saying this, but it's one of those times where you can tell a man designed this costume, because there's zero fashion sense. Alright, where we at? Geez, only 14 minutes. I gotta keep talking for at least a few more minutes to hit that 10-minute mark, baby. So next up, let's talk about Ermac. The guy's got a mummy theme going in several games, so wouldn't it be funny if he also had an Egyptian swimsuit? And better yet, keep the mummy wrappings on him. I think that would be hilarious because it would fit his character while also keeping the swimsuit theme going. That would be hilarious. Maybe even put an Egyptian pharaoh's headpiece on him as well. That would be so funny. Maybe also a bit culturally insensitive, I'm not sure, but it's Mortal Kombat, baby. They've been like that forever now. Alright, I gotta find some more examples here. My script actually ran out a good while ago. I'm just improving now, which is easier because thankfully I'm walking around, and I've never expressed this before on my channel, but I'm actually much better at speaking while pacing or walking around freely. It just helps me be way more creative and spit off the cuff. So if anybody watching prefers this setup, this angle of my studio and whatnot, please let me know. I don't plan on doing it for all the videos going forward, but on occasion it could be fun to bust out this standing top-down kind of setup. So if you like it, please let me know in the comments. I know the lighting is not the best, it's aimed upward, and I worry it looks like I'm trying to tell ghost stories or something spooky like that because the lighting's all aimed upward at my face. Oh, Jax, yeah, why not talk about Jax? I imagine he would rep the stars and stripes on his swim trunks and possibly something else like a bandana maybe. That could look pretty cool, especially if it's also rocking the American flag, and keep his metal arms because that would be hilarious. He's wearing these big metal arms at the swimming pool. I love it. Honestly, it's so much fun brainstorming outfits for these characters. I don't see why that guy at NetherRealm was so worried about putting people in swimsuits. It's honestly so much fun to brainstorm what these characters could and should be wearing for the occasion. It's awesome. For anyone watching, let me know in the comments how you think the characters should dress. I am all ears. Man, who else is there? I really am running low on characters here, and I'm getting sweaty as well. Very sweaty. How about Shiva and maybe Goro? Keep in mind that Shiva was already wearing a slingshot bikini in her debut game, Mortal Kombat 3. Shiva showed up with the swimsuit, which reminds me of a hilarious back and forth I had on Twitter recently. Some guy tried to own me by saying, "What, you want to see Shiva in a swimsuit, you weirdo, you creep?" And I'm sitting here at my keyboard thinking, fake fan detected, bro. That's her debut look. What do you mean Shiva in a swimsuit? You mean her default outfit? Come on, man, where do these fake fans come from? So yeah, bring back Shiva, put her in that slingshot bikini, and keep Goro in his Speedo as well, because he also debuted wearing almost no clothing. It's part of the gimmicks for their species. The Shokan as a whole, as a species, wear very little clothing because they're all about fighting, and typically when you fight in a ceremony, you don't wear very much armor or clothing, because that proves who the stronger fighter is. Even in modern day fighting, we still do that. These guys in the UFC ring are wearing next to nothing. Alright everyone, I think I'm about done here. I'm running out of characters, possibly because I'm on the spot here without a script in my hand. Hopefully though, it was still a very entertaining and fun video. If so, please leave a like down below. It helps my channel out a ton. And also post a comment. I'm serious. Everyone watching, post a comment too, because YouTube loves that in the algorithm. Post those comments and make your voices heard. I love reading them. A lot of viewers don't believe me, but it's true. I really do enjoy reading each and every comment. So grab that keyboard and make your voices heard. Then finally, if you're new, finish that combo by subscribing and ringing that bell so you never miss any future videos. Make sure to come back next time, and as always, oh, gotta switch hands, one sec. Make sure to come back next time, and as always, stay underdogs. It's hard to see my thumb in the lighting, but stay underdogs.